AntMan was incredible. Well, I mean, in my opinion, it was. I've already seen it 3 times. My record for seeing a movie in theaters is just 4, and that was Avengers: Age of Ultron. So I plan on breaking that with AntMan. Still gotta see it 2 more times, but it was fantastic. If you've not seen it yet, definitely recommend going and seeing it right now, as quick as you can. Like, what are you doing still sitting here watching this video? You should be out watching AntMan as we speak. So go, shoo shoo. But if you haven't seen AntMan, then you can stay and watch this video. And it's definitely going to have spoilers. So there's that. So if you don't like spoilers, then don't watch it. But anyways, I'm going to give AntMan like a 8.5. 8 or 8.5 out of 10. Oh my lord. I went in, AntMan, Hank Pym, he's been one of my favorite characters in any comic universe since I first started liking comics back in 5th grade. And I thought they were going to destroy this movie. I thought it was just going to be, I thought it would be good, but I didn't think it was going to be like accurate or good, like in that sense. But it was fantastic. And the cast was amazing. Freaking, oh my lord, my favorite character of the whole entire movie was Louise, I believe his name was, played by Michael Pena. He never stopped smiling, and he was just so stupid and goofy how he acted. And it just, I can't really explain what I mean by that, but if you were to go see the movie, you know exactly what I meant. He is hilarious. He's like Scott Lang, who is played by Paul Rudd. It's his like best friend in the movie. And oh my lord, he's just, thinking about him makes me, he's hilarious. Definitely go see that movie. But Paul Rudd does an amazing job of Scott Lang. If you guys don't know, Scott Lang is the second person to be Ant-Man, and there's 3, kind of 4, but I won't even get into the last 2. But it's Hank Pym or Henry Pym, whatever you prefer, who is the original one, creates the Pym particle, which allows him to shrink and eventually grow into Giant Man and stuff. And then Scott Lang steals the suit to, do something about saving his daughter or whatever, and thus it's Hank lets him save it. I mean, you'll see in the movie. But no, he's hilarious too. He's goofy, and like the stuff he's saying, and like there's, alright, we'll just see the movie. It's hilarious. And like Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought was probably the funniest super movie I've ever seen. But Ant-Man, did it pass it? I don't know. It's if it didn't pass Guardians of the Galaxy up, then it's a close second. It is hilarious. But the cast is amazing, and like what's his name? Michael Douglas, who plays like an older version of Hank Pym. I thought that he did an amazing job being Hank Pym, and you like Hank Pym, if you read the comics or just watch any of the shows or anything, he's an angry person. Like, he strikes at wasps a few times. He's just, I don't know, he's an angrier person. He gets kind of violent at times, and in the movie you even saw Michael Douglas's portrayal of Hank. He got angry at times. Like at one point he freaking hit, I don't even know who the guy was, but hit this guy in the face, and later in the movie he's like, "How's your face?" It's funny if you see the movie, but yeah, no, he was a really good Hank Pym in my opinion. It still made me mad that Wasp, Janet Van Dyne wasn't in it. I mean, she was for like a split second during a flashback when Hank was telling what happened to her, and I liked it because she was in like her original type of suit, and that was nice. Oh, and like, it was definitely good. Ant-Man, I didn't really like the placement, because normally they just they can do it from their belts, or it's like already in their stream to where that's how they shrink and grow. But in this they have like these buttons on his hands right here, and I didn't really like that. I mean, it's nice, but I also don't like, because like, if you're just sitting there fighting, you could hit it at the wrong time, you don't mean to. But I mean, it still worked out really well for it. And I think that they could, like, because he's going to return in Captain America Civil War, they could easily make a sequel to Ant-Man if they really wanted to. But I hope that in Civil War or another movie that Ant-Man's in, they will make him into Giant Man or Goliath, one of those things, because they already have these little discs that you throw at things, and they like expand them, and they do it to an ant, a gnome, and a Thomas the Train toy. That was a nice fighting scene. But anyways, So they already have the technology to expand the particles. So I'm thinking that in the next Ant-Man appearance or something like that, he could be Ant-Man for a while, but then become Giant Man or Goliath or just whichever, I don't know, whoever they want to go with. I prefer Giant Man since that's his first appearance of expanding and growing big. But it was just in the movie. Oh, there was so many nice little Easter eggs in it. Stan Lee's cameo is funny because it involves Louise Michael Pena's character, and he was like a bartender or something in it. And one of my favorite ones I noticed, because for me, honestly, like if someone points out the Easter egg to me, I'm like, holy crap, how did I miss that? But a lot of times I've always missed the Easter eggs. But one of the first ones I caught was when Darren Cross, the Yellow Jacket in this movie, is the very beginning. He's talking about the Yellow Jacket suit and everything, and he's talking about how the Ant-Man, it's just a myth at the time. No one really knows if it was for sure, and he was like, it's Tales to Astonish, and that Tales to Astonish was the comic that Ant-Man made his first debut in. I want to say issue 27. Tales to Astonish, issue 27. I could be wrong there, but I think that's it. But yeah, so I thought that was a really nice little Easter egg. I thought Yellow Jacket was really good, even though Yellow Jacket's, a good guy, and it's Hank Pym, and there was another Yellow Jacket, and another time it was a Skrull, though, but still, Darren Cross was not, at least that I know of, Darren Cross has never been a Yellow Jacket. I think he is a character in the comics, he's just not Yellow Jacket, and I liked it, the little, things, little spiky things coming over his shoulders, and, I liked him, but I also did not like him. I'm not really sure. I don't know, but the suit was cool. I liked the Ant-Man suit, and I liked that the Ant-Man suit was, scuffed in areas and scratched up because it had already been worn by Hank years earlier. What's the girl's name? Eveline, something, I don't, something, Eveline, something, or Lily. I don't know how to pronounce her first name, but she played Hope Van Dyne, the daughter of, Hank and Janet, she's not really a character in the comics. Well, there was, where it's like a alternate universe or something, where she is like a dark version of the Wasp or something, and there's her brother's like can't think of his name, but he's like a dark version of Hank Pym, and his name's like Big Man or something like that, and they're part of the Avengers who try to kill the Avengers, and that's the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, so I guess she is a character in the comic, but she's not like a main thing or nothing. Plus, she was evil when she was a part of it. But she still did a fantastic job, and her and Scott Lang obviously had chemistry and whatnot. And one of the things that made me so excited was in the very end credit scene, where this first end credit scene, like after the cool credits before you get to the black and white ones. It shows Hank taking Hope down to his lab in his basement or whatever, and he's putting little codes, opening up secret doors. And he was talking about how him and Janet were working on something for her, for Janet, but then he realized that it probably wasn't even for her at all. It was probably for Hope. And the camera spins around, and there it is, the Wasp costume, the newest one. They're working on it. He goes, I think it's time we get back to work on it. And Hope's like, it's about damn time. And that's cool because, how many girl superheroes do we have in this universe? I mean, you got the whole entire Avengers as guys, but Black Widow and Scarlet Witch. Gamora just entered, but her whole entire team is guys, except for her. I mean, you can count Maria Hill if you want. I mean, I could be missing someone, obviously. Elektra hasn't been reintroduced yet. I mean, yeah, I could be missing someone, but in the MCU, there's no girl superheroes, so having Wasp in here, that's a nice touch. Also, I'm really happy now because we have officially had all 5 founding members of the Avengers in the MCU now. We've had Hank Pym, Ant-Man, we've had Janet Van Dyne, even though it's for a really split second, Wasp, Tony Stark, Iron Man, Bruce Banner, Hulk, and Chris Hemsworth, or Thor, because I guess you could go by his old secret identity, but yeah, just Thor. But yeah, so I find that cool that officially all 5 founding Avengers have been introduced into the MCU, whether they're dead or not dead. I can't wait to see what Ant-Man's part is in Captain America Civil War. I'm sure it'll be really nice. Oh my, how in the world did I almost forget this? one of the first missions Hank sends Scott on is to go get some tech, some old tech of his that he left when he used to work for Stark in an old Stark building. And when he was going to it, I guess Hank hadn't done his research, because in Age of Ultron, after the Avengers Tower gets destroyed, they move into this new facility, which used to be Howard Stark's little facility that Hank left his gear at. So Ant-Man goes there, and not realizing it was the Avengers HQ now. And then when he gets there, there's an Avenger there to fight him. And it was just, oh my, it was fantastic. And like, I'm going to tell you anyways, it was Falcon. Falcon flew down, and he had his little goggles or whatever, were like sensing him out or whatever. And he was like, he goes, don't, Ant-Man was talking to Scott, he was like, get out of there. He's like, no, don't worry, you can't see me. And Falcon was like, I can see you. And they start getting into this fight. Ant-Man shrinks, grows, pops him in the face, and he's like shooting his guns everywhere and flying. He messes up with his pack, and at the end of the fight, because Ant-Man like beats the crap out of Falcon, Falcon like talks into his little comm, and he's like, I'm gonna really need this not to get back to Cap, because that's kind of embarrassing to get beat up by an insect, dude. But also, that's pretty cool. Who can say that they just became a superhero and took on an Avenger and survived it? I feel like not many people, but Ant-Man did that in the movie, which was nice. And at the very end of it, Falcon was looking for Ant-Man because he's trying to get him to, I'm assuming, join the Avengers or join their cause in the Civil War, whatever that'll be. And, this may be just me thinking this, but another thing was, at the very end of it, Michael Pino was talking about how Falcon was looking for Ant-Man, and he was like, he said something like, this girl was like, what are you looking for? He goes, I'm looking for a guy that shrinks. And she's like, well, we got a guy that jumps, we got a guy that flies, we even got a guy that climbs on walls. I'm assuming that's a little nod towards Spider-Man, since he is now officially in the MCU, because, well, he climbs walls. I mean, he can also jump kind of well too, but I mean, flying could have been Thor or Iron Man, and jumping could have been Hulk, any of that. But I think the guy that climbs on walls is definitely Spider-Man. But the very, very, very final end scene, like after everything, it shows the Winter Soldier on the ground, his arms over there, and Captain America's in there next to him, and Falcon walks in, and he's like, hey, Cap, I don't know, I didn't really remember everything they were saying, but they were saying something about I'm assuming it's hitting at the Civil War, and he's like, did you talk to Tony? And he was like, I don't think he's really going to help us on this one. He goes, we're going to have to find someone else. And Falcon's like, I think I found someone. Talking about Ant-Man, and then it was like, Ant-Man will return, so can't wait. Oh my, Captain America Civil War is just going to be fantastic. But yeah, was that about all? Well, I didn't really talk much about the villain, Darren Cross. He was a really creepy bad guy, in my opinion. Like, this one guy was in the bathroom just peeing, and Darren's standing right behind him, watching him pee, and he turns around and zaps him, and like he becomes this goop, and he flushes him down the toilet. And he's definitely a good bad guy. He's really creepy about it. But it was a really good movie. That's all I'm really gonna talk about for it. But I definitely recommend going and seeing it, because it was. I thought it was gonna be terrible, because Ant-Man's always been one of my favorites, but they did him justice. It was definitely a really good movie. So yeah, if you have time, definitely go see it. But yeah, that's it for this video. See you next time.